Alright, I want to start off by giving our praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakadash. Um, man, I just wanted to do one. Why are video games so gay now? Is the way he titled this video. His title YouTube, not mine. Alright, when I speak on things like that, they got something to say. But before I even get going, I wanted to open this one up with Isaiah, the 29th chapter, starting the 15th and 16th verse. Hey, you who hide a plan too deep for the Lord, whose deeds are in the dark, and who say, who sees us, who knows us. You turn things upside down, and should the potter be regarded as the clay? Should the thing they made say of its maker, he did not make me? Or the thing formed say of the one who formed it, he has no understanding. Alright, because one of the things that you gotta understand with these whole video games, and not just, with them throwing that alphabet lifestyle into the game, which video games are made for a core audience that are straight heterosexual males, right? So you're making something for an audience that don't fit what you're trying to make. All right. Now, I heard a young man say that he always wants to be the female character. All right. And when asked why, because they are taking all the masculinity out of these video games. All right. From where they started. Right. And when asked why, he would say the woman character has a smaller hitbox and is faster and usually stronger or whatever. So why are they making the female character stronger than the man? Is really a subconscious thing, a hidden agenda to try to make these boys alphabet. All right, that within itself. Oh, women are better than men and stuff like that. So why would you make something who your target audience is going to be mainly young men and make the women more powerful than the men, which goes against reality? Women being faster than men, we know that is a complete lie, or else they wouldn't separate track and field. All right, they use all these things to get into your subconscious mind because you're not really thinking about what's going on. I'm gonna play his video because if I try to say the things that he's saying, they would strike my page and take it down right away. But since YouTube has let his video been stale for months, maybe they'll leave me alone if I just play his video and commentate on it and just react to it.
You're not going to be able to handle this video. I've gotten banned from Reddit like 10 times because I showed up and asked you homos a simple question and y'all can't answer it, so you ban me. So if you spend a lot of time on Reddit, we already know you wear women's clothes, we know your wife has a boyfriend, and we know you drive a Prius. So just click off. You're not going to like the video. Now for the rest of you, straight dudes, giga chads, can we talk? Why are video games gay now? If you look at the front page of Xbox Game Pass right now, you will see what I mean. Magical delicacy. Explore an unfamiliar town and deliver tasty treats to the townsfolk. Learn new ways to traverse, discover secrets, and experience a unique witchy world. The LGBTQ crowd are satanic devil worshippers, so of course they have witches in their game. No Giga Chad would actually play this slop. We would say, get behind me, Satan, while we leave to go play Kingdom Come Deliverance and school Rainbow Six games. So did anybody actually play this satanic dog shit game? No, of course not. It's a complete failure. What about Flintlock, Siege of Dawn? Girl Boss, check. Black Lesbian Woman, check. One reviewer said this, A44 plays with the history of humanity and mythology to shape its particular world. Let me translate that last sentence for you. It probably has a bunch of men who like to dress up in women's clothes in it. The word to look out when you see this stuff stuff is inclusive. In is a synonym for satanic as far as I'm concerned now, because they're not actually inclusive. Are they including fundamentalist Islamic people who think homosexuality is wrong? No.
Inclusive is a sentiment for satanic agenda. All right, that's deep. And you notice how I always got to throw the Israelite woman in there whenever it's something that's weird and backwards. For they love to put the Israelite woman in things, and she always got to be, you know, of that alphabet lifestyle. All right. Always try to make our women seem very masculine and unladylike. The same way they try to make our men seem very feminine and unmanlike. Right? That's to put it. I'm trying to find ways to say it without, like I said, this video been on YouTube for years. Hopefully, he can say it and won't nothing change. All right, I'm get First Corinthians, the 11th chapter, and all right, and just gonna read a little bit starting at the second. And the natural order of things, the way the Most High set things up to be. And I'm reading out the NRSV. I got an NRSV with apocrypha that I like to read out of, and I'm gonna start on this. All right. I commend you, brothers. I commend you because you remember me in everything and maintaining traditions just as I had handed them on to you. But I want you to know that a Mashiach, a Christ, a Mashiach, is the head of every man. All right. So every man of Israel, every man, our Lord, our Master, is Yahushua. All right. Yahushua Mashiach. All right. And the husband is the head of his wife. All right. So the woman is supposed to be headed up by her husband. All right. He is the head of the woman. All right. And I always tell people one of the reasons they push this so strong agenda of one wife, one man in America, which is not biblical. It's like, as I pointed out before, only bishops and deacons, no high-ranking members of the church, are commanded only to have one woman. All right. And that's the only reason that is because so much of your time is going to be wrapped up into doing the Lord's work that you don't have time to deal with multiple women because we know women are time consuming. But the main reason this country puts one man, one woman is because when you push one man, one woman, you put men and women on the same um, scale. All right, you put men and women on the same scale, and that is the whole purpose of doing such thing. All right, you make us equal. All right, but um, a man is the head of the wife. All right, and according to the Bible, men and women are not equal. The same way we are not equal to the Lord, they are not equal to us. We are to serve the Lord, and your wife or wives are to serve you. All right, and Yahweh is the head of Yahushua. All right, and God is the head of Yahushua. All right, our Lord serves Yahweh. We serve our Lord Yahushua, and our woman serves us. And our woman, in return, is the head over everything else up under our household. Our kids are up under our women. They rule over the household up under us. It's our ranking structure. That's how the Lord set things up to be for a reason. All right. Now, all right, I was going to skip now to the seventh verse. Right. For a man ought not to have his head veiled, since he is the image and reflection of Yahweh. But a woman is the reflection of man. All right. Since a man is the image and reflection of God, he is not supposed to cover his head. It goes against our religion for a man to cover the crown of their head. That's why when you wear like what they showing over here, a turban or a mitra in the Israelite community, the crown of the head is supposed to be open. You wrap it around, but you leave the center open. All right, because we are not allowed to cover our heads. All right, now, all right. But a woman is a reflection of men. And man, indeed, man was not made for woman, but woman for man. Neither was man created for the sake of women, but women for the sake of man. All right, so this is the scriptures letting us know that the woman was created to serve man, the same way man was created to serve the Lord. All right, women were created to serve man. For this reason, a woman ought to have a symbol of authority on her head because of the because uh, of and of the angels, right? So that's why a woman is supposed to know have her head covered, right? When praying and prophesying and things of that nature, right? And a man is supposed to be uncovered, right? Now, I'm gonna play some more of this video with this man saying things that I would like to be able to say but can't, and just let it go.
Are they including Russians and Polish people who think being gay is wrong? No. Are they including Asian women with diabetes who live in Akron, Ohio? No. So it's never actually been about inclusion because they aren't inclusive of people who disagree with them. They're pushing the inclusion of a very specific group of people. People who have been outed for child loving, people in the LGBTQ movements, etc. Oh, and of course, fat liberal white women. But back to the Xbox stuff. And by the way, I historically have been an Xbox guy, but it is an absolute tragedy where Xbox is headed, and I'm just going to be real with y'all about this. This is not some kind of thing where I'm dunking on Xbox because PlayStation is just as bad in this regard. Last of Us 2 was a woke abortion that killed off the only thing that made the game worth playing, Joel. Aloy is the definition of a fat girl boss who needs to put down the cookies and go for a run. Oh wait, but what about Concord, the new premier live service game for the PS5 that looks like a training seminar on diversity? To say the game bombed would be an understatement. Concord had a peak of 2,388 players at launch. Even Starfield on Xbox had a peak of 380,000 on Steam. And this is like your premier game on PS5 right now. Insane. But jumping back to Xbox for a second, it's absolutely wild to consider the state that Xbox is in right now compared to where it was 20 years ago. One of the things I always loved about Xbox is how and broy Xbox used to be. And Xbox knows this about itself. They had games like Halo, Gears of War, the America's Army games, all the military games. Xbox even had The Rock come out when their console launched in November 2001. Microsoft knows exactly who their target market is: straight dudes. I would also argue that Xbox still knows who their target market is today, they're just ignoring it. Because of ESG and BlackRock and the shadowy fuckers, the satanic strings behind all this stuff. But I'll get to that later. So Xbox is definitely aware that it's straight, heterosexual men mostly playing their games. Do you know how we know that? Just look at the games they play. These are the top 10 most played games on Xbox right now. So we can remove Minecraft and Roblox because it's definitely kids playing those, and we can remove Apex because it's mostly homosexual men playing that game. What you have left is 7 games that are definitely mostly being played by straight, normal dudes. So why? Why is Xbox forcing LGBTQ slop on us when it's so obvious that gamers are still overwhelmingly angry, straight, edgelord males? Well, now we're getting down to it. And the reasons are this. Number 1, BlackRock and the satanic forces that are trying to shape our society right now. BlackRock is a multi-trillion-dollar company that owns all of these companies that isn't interested in making money anymore. They're interested in social progress, what they call evolution. See, if they can change your buying habits to buy what they want to sell, then they will have consumers for life. In between visits to Epstein's Island, BlackRock execs talk about the destruction of individual cultures and the raising up of a new global corporatism. See, because if they can destroy your culture and blend you in with everyone else like Starbucks, then they have billions of reliable global consumers.
All right. As you say, in between.
This video has spoilers for actually some obnoxious.
My bad. I guess I must have skipped forward.
All right, look, if you're a mod on Reddit, you're not going to be able to handle this stuff. But before I completely get lost in conspiracy theory land, let me get back practically to why the gay agenda is being pushed so hard in video games right now. Reason number two, billions of reliable global consumers for
now, right now, everything is really about taking things out of order, right? Like I said, another thing you'll see, this video focus on the gay agenda, but if you look at it, they are really trying hard to take anything masculine and push the female being powerful. All right. Now, this is First Corinthians, the 14th chapter, and I'm gonna read start at the 34th verse, I believe. As in all the churches of the saints, all right. This is for all the churches of the saints. Women should be silent in the church, for they are not permitted to speak, but should be subordinates, as the law also said. If there is anything that they desire to know, let them ask their husbands at home. For it is shameful for a woman to speak in the church. Or did the words of Yahweh originate with you? Or are you the only one it has reached? Right? So pretty much, this is a thing for God, for women to be in obedience and up under their man. And pushing freakism, alphabet agenda, um, feminism, whatever goes against the way Lord wants things done. Right? And one of the other reasons why this place is known as Mystery Babylon, right? Going against the natural order of how Lord wants things done. All right.
for life. I mean, if we're being 100% real right now, this is the coming of the Antichrist that was spoken of in the Bible. It's the new LGBTQ mafia. Revelations 13 says this: He required everyone, great and small, rich and poor, slave and free, to be given a mark on the right hand or on the forehead, and no one could buy or sell anything without that mark, which was either the name of the beast or the number representing his name. Dude, I will literally die before I let them put that.
All right. And just to break down that Revelations 13 a little further, all right, because and then first I want to see what it say in this version because I'm not sure if I ever read this version of the Bible, but it is always good to get different versions and get different takes. Although we know the King James is gonna always be our main file back to, alright, because it's the most accurate with the way the script originally written. Alright. 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 And I'm gonna just start at the 15th verse. And was all allowed to give breath to the image of the beast, so that the image of the beast, when it could even speak, and cause them who would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. And we know the image of the beast is going into these society ideas, this beast system, everything that goes against the Lord, right? Also, it calls our both small and great. Small and great. Um, that means young and old, right? Young people, your babies and your senior citizens, everyone. All right, both rich and poor, free and slave, people with money and successful who are not successful, to be marked on the right hand of the forehead, right? All right, so that no one can buy or sell who does not have the mark, that is, the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. So they're pretty much saying when no one be able to buy or sell, that's not a part of this beast system. All right. This calls for wisdom. Let anyone who has understanding calculate the number of the beast. All right. For it is the number of a person, and its number is 666. And what this last verse is letting you know that this mark of the beast was going to be something man-made. All right, that's how we get that understanding. This uh, this calls for wisdom. So this you gotta have understanding. Let anyone who understands calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a person, and his number is 666. All right, the makeup of a man. All right, now play some little more of this video.
Amazon and Whole Foods are literally already allowing you to pay with your palm. We are not this far away from that stuff. So basically, it makes money for all these shadowy fuckers who are into child loving. It undermines culture, it attacks Christianity, and they're using the demonic LGBTQ stuff to lead the way with this stuff. But before I completely get lost in conspiracy theory land, let me get back practically to why the gay agenda is being pushed so hard in video games right now. Reason number 2: Xbox and other big companies desperately need new revenue streams. Check out this revenue chart of video games from the past 50 years. Did you know that the profit of the three big console makers, Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation, has been hovering around $30 billion since 2011? Isn't that wild? So basically, Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation have been fighting over the same players since 2011. So this is why they're pushing the gay stuff so hard. This is why and Magical Delicacy and Dungeons of Hinterberg and all this woke slop on the front page of Xbox Game Pass. Phil Spencer's gamble right now is that he can somehow capture a new audience and get a new audience to play video games. But I don't know if you've noticed, no women are picking up Xbox controllers because there's another cute indie game. No kids are picking up Xbox controllers because of cute indie games. Women, when they do game, are playing on their phones. Kids are mostly playing games on their phones, their iPads, and their PCs. My niece and nephew hate consoles and hate controllers. Sitting in front of a TV and playing a console is something solely men between the ages of 25 and 50 do. And yet Xbox seems dead set on completely ignoring this. Reason number 3. Games are so gay right now because of the people working at game companies. Look at the staff photos of companies like id Software and Arcane and Activision in the 90s, and then look today, and you will see what I'm talking about. In the 90s, these companies were full of lords, straight dudes. This is why we got manly-ass characters like Doom Guy and Duke Nukem and Call of Duty. But today, think about who is going to college to study video games. It's all kids who are confused about their gender and into anime and wear tails to school.
Man, just looking at that picture, man, they were them the video game makers, all right? And this is Romans, the first chapter, and I'm just gonna start at the 18th verse. All right. Now, for the wrath of Yahweh is revealed from the heavens against our ungodly and wickedness of those who by their wickedness support the truth. For what can be known about Yahweh is plain to them, because Yahweh has shown it to them. Ever since the creation of the world, his external power and divine nature, invisible though they are, have been understood and seen through the things he had made, so that they are without excuse. For though they knew Yahweh, they did not honor him as Yahweh or give thanks to him. Alright, so they knew God, but they did not honor God or give thanks to him. But they believe in they became fruitful in their thinking. Alright. And their senseless minds were darkened. Claiming to be wise, they become fools. That goes into our people thinking they have an understanding of things, but when you try to understand things and live without the Most High, without the Lord, it just comes out looking like a bunch of foolishness. All right, this is the future generations of what this American society has built. All right, you can look at the kids of the generation, and you see what comes out of it. And just looking at this picture, you're like, damn. But this is the society that these people thought they want. Claiming to be wise, they become fools. And they exchange the glory of the immortal God for images resembling a mortal human beings or birds or four-footed animals or reptiles. Therefore, God gave them up in the lust of their hearts to impurities, to the degrading of their bodies among themselves. Because, living these weird, perverse lifestyles is a detriment to your own body. You are destroying and degrading your own body. Because they exchanged the truth. Because they exchanged the truth about God for a lie and worship and serve the creature rather than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. All right, and that's what we see going on now. Instead of serving the Lord, they decided to worship themselves. All right, and this is what you get. The result of it, freakism, just weird, perverse lost generation, weak men, overly masculine women. This is the results of living these ungodly ways.
Young men who like to dress up as women and talk about needing a mental health day are the people who work at game companies now. Like, what the fuck? Can I have a mental health day? Man, I wish I didn't have to spend a 12-hour shift welding pieces of metal together on a 30-story building. Can I just be a homo and have a mental health day? So, anyway, the way it has been explained to me by people who work in the industry is that all these rich white kids who are confused about their sexuality went to places like SCAD and Full Sail and other video game colleges, and they got jobs at Ubisoft and Activision and Rockstar and, companies that used to make cool games but make gay stuff now. And do you know how I know this? Because Activision has like 50 homo initiatives right now for people who work on their games. Inclusion officer, diversity expert, sensitivity training officer, sensitivity reader. Like, guys, just get back to World of Warcraft. Get back to StarCraft. Just make fucking good games. The guys in the 90s, they were just making shit. id Software in the 90s and Infinity Ward in the 2000s was just making cool, edgy shit. And now they're having seminars on inclusion and diversity. Do we still wonder why games are dog shit now? Also, honestly, dude, I don't think any of this junk is going to change anytime soon because think about Phil Spencer and think about the people around him right now. He's got Sarah Bond. He's probably got a bunch of trans and gay people working for him. And he now has to look these people in the face and say, hey guys, cancel all those stupid games y'all are making and let's hire some manly people in here because that's what our audience wants. Like, he's never going to do that.
Cancel all the stupid games and just hire some manly people. Hey, America's never gonna do that. Not just the gaming studios. You can see how it go with them trying to remove men from everything and just have the women do it. All right, this is Sirach, the 25th chapter, the 24th verse. And this is what you get when you get women running stuff. We got to remember this. All right. All right. For a woman, sin had its beginning, and because of her, we all die. All right. For listening to a woman, for a woman being in charge, is where sin started, and because of her, we all die. Going back into Adam and Eve in the garden, allow no outlet to water and no boldness of speech to an evil woman. All right, so we ain't supposed to be letting women speak out and be loud and be voiceless and state their opinions everywhere, and that's biblical. All right, I know they call it sexist. I call it biblical. All right, because that's what the Bible says. All right, women are not supposed to be running things. All right, you shouldn't have to get rid of all these women and alphabet people for a gaming studio to be manly, especially if the product is targeted towards men, because it should already be full of manly men. All right. If she does not go as you direct, separate her from yourself. All right. So if a woman won't do right or won't act right, you're supposed to just cast her out. All right. And that's according to the Bible. Now, play a little bit more of this video.
Xbox and PlayStation are going to keep ramming this LGBTQ slop down our throats for a while. And guys, this kind of gets to the question of what can we do about it? We're just going to stop playing this trash. We're going to go buy old games, buy old edgy games, and stop playing any modern video game because they're trash. If you see something modern with a homo flag in it, delete it and uninstall it. Don't play Call of Duty. Don't play Overwatch. Don't play Apex. Don't play Fortnite. Support Russian and Eastern European games. Play Ready or Not. Play Tarkov. Play Stalker and Stalker 2. Look, I'm American and I love America, and I hate that I have to recommend games from the East right now, but I do. Russian, Chinese, Japanese games still have some semblance of morality and normal masculinity in them. Meanwhile, anything made in Homo Sweden or Homo Germany or Homo England or Homo America is going to be gay and woke. Oh, and how could I forget Homo France? So, guys, in closing, join the Andy Pants and you will find like-minded people who agree with us and want to talk about this stuff. Also,
All right. So you see where you find his videos. You know, he got more videos on this subject if you want to hear it. But, I just mainly want to pay him because he says a lot of things that I can't get away with saying. But this is Ecclesiastes, the seventh chapter. And I'm just going to end this with this. I'm going to start at the 23rd verse. All right. All this have I tested by wisdom. I said, I would be wise, but it was far from one. That which is far off and deep and very deep. Who can find it out? I turn my mind to know and to search out and to wisdom in some of things and to know that wickedness is folly and that the foolish is madness. All right. So we supposed to seek wisdom, seek knowledge, seek understanding. All right. And like I said, don't let these people plant some biblical messages in your mind. All right. Like I said, video games are the main thing pushing to our young men that women are stronger and that being masculine is a bad thing. No, man is supposed to be man, women are supposed to be women. All right. And we gotta seek, this wisdom, this knowledge, all right? Or else they just gonna keep continuing to throw more of this foolishness up in our face. All right. I find more bitter than death the woman who is a trap, who heart is snares and nets, who hands are feathers, and who pleases God escapes her. But the sinner is taken by her. So pretty much, it's just a woman nature that do things that goes against the law. All right, one of the biggest reasons why women are not supposed to be put in leadership roles or on top of a man. All right, because it's in their nature. As also is in the alphabet community nation to be defiant to the Lord. All right. That's why they work so closely together. And that's why women are so cool with their community. All right. it's both their nature to go against the Lord. But as a man, you're supposed to check that, push that down, and and force your family, your people, to serve the Most High Yahweh. All right. See, this is what I find, said the teacher, adding one thing to another to find the sum, which my mind has sought repeatedly, but I have not found one man among 1,000 I found. All right, so they say to find a good man, you have to go through at least 1,000 men. All right. But a woman among all those I have not found. So he said he looked through 1,000 women and couldn't find one good woman. All right, it's pretty much what they're saying. All right, so you got to go through 1,000 men to find one good man, which is still very low. Well, if you go through 1,000 women, that's not enough women. Not saying that you can't find a good woman. It's just you need to look through more than 1,000. All right, all right. Well, among 1,000 I found, but one man among 1,000 I find, but a woman among all those I have not. See, this alone I found, that Yahweh made human beings straightforward, but they have um, devised many schemes. All right. So the Lord made this very simple. All right. And we come up with all this through overthinking things, wickedness. All right. The one thing that requires to be wicked, is knowledge. All right. That's how we know that the tree in the garden of Adam and Eve, the fruit represented knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, because you need that in order to be wicked. All right. But we just got to get back to true wisdom, which only comes from the scriptures. All right. And understanding, and most importantly, the fear of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, fear of the Lord. All right. That's the most important thing to have. And with that, I'm going to say, Shalom.